Imagine if in this day of rampant antibiotic use, chronic disease, and a nationwide epidemic of increasing mental disorders, that there existed something that could be a universal answer, or at least for now, a major piece of the puzzle in all of these problems. Luckily, we have found one, that solution being probiotics. Now, some of you may have taken probiotics in the past for GI issues. Albeit true that they are recognized for their efficacy in this field, they show potential in far more areas than just the GI tract. And for those of you who don't know about these cool little guys, probiotics are essentially the good bacteria in our gut that perform a whole variety of roles in our body. And thanks to modern science, we're learning how to tailor them to effectively combat the ailments that many people in this country are facing. I actually have a personal story that is a testament to one of the unique uses of probiotics. For the past year or so, I have dealt with chronic eczema, and despite many treatments given to me by the doctor, no other treatment seemed to get rid of it. So this is when I decided to take matters into my own hands and research. It was during this time that I came across a study done on a group of eczema patients where they were administered a strain of bacteria called Lactobacillus rhamnosus GG, and it was shown in the study to be statistically significant in alleviating their eczema. So I thought, what the heck? And I decided to give this magic bacteria a try. Well, within 2 weeks, my skin condition was completely gone. And it was so unbelievably simple. I just had to take a single pill once a day. And as a result of my positive experience, I decided to look further into the world of probiotics. And it was during this research that I learned how many fields of modern medicine probiotics were beginning to be used, and with great results. One of the fields which I find is most interesting to me is psychiatrics. The use of probiotics is fairly new in this field, so there isn't a ton of research out right now. But what we do know about the gut gives us a good indication that they have potential in treating depression as well as other mental illness. For example, roughly 90% of the neurotransmitter serotonin is produced by the bacteria in our gut. And serotonin is a brain chemical that most antidepressants are targeting in order to increase serotonin levels in the brain. One day we might be able to take a capsule of bacteria that is absent from all of the side effects that many antidepressants have. And that day may actually be right around the corner, because in a recent study, administration of 2 different probiotic strains were shown in the study to alleviate depression by 50% in one and anxiety by 55% in the other, in just 30 days. And not only are probiotics beginning to be used in the psychiatric field, but they are being used in more life-threatening situations as well. We live in a world that was revolutionized by antibiotics nearly 90 years later. We live in a world that was revolutionized by antibiotics. However, nearly 90 years later, that use has started to backfire on us. The bacteria that were once killed by antibiotics have mutated over the decades and are now some of the most dangerous strains on the planet. Think MRSA infections. Fortunately, scientists have discovered certain strains of probiotics that have been shown to promise when it comes to antibiotic-resistant infections. A few studies in the last decade have showed probiotics to be effective in inhibiting the MRSA strain when it comes to treatment when most other antibiotics failed. And just when you thought the potential stopped there is emerging evidence in the last decade that gives hope for those suffering from certain chronic diseases. One of these diseases is multiple sclerosis, or MS. Newly emerging research is revealing that probiotics can mediate immunoinflammatory reactions in the body. A recent study done in Sweden demonstrated the efficacy of using probiotics in MS by giving 3 strains of bacteria to the diseased mice. The probiotics ended up being able to suppress the progression as well as reverse the clinical symptoms that have been previously shown. This means that it is not a stretch of the imagination to say that probiotics would likely yield positive results for a variety of other autoimmune conditions as well. Probiotics are a mine of untapped potential when it comes to the medical world. From anxiety to depression to antibiotic-resistant superbugs, probiotics are allowing for a new option that is void of the nasty side effects that occur with many of the medications today. In my opinion, it is only a matter of time before, like me with my eczema, probiotics give people suffering from ongoing health conditions their lives back. After all, I think it's no coincidence that the Latin word for probiotic translates directly to for life. Thank you.